Hey everybody, welcome back to Melanin Vibes. My name is London Dismukes.
I'm Desmond Andrews.
I'm Ariana Harriet.
And I'm Hasani Malone.
And today we have another couple of grand topics for you guys, starting off with Kofi Cerebo, who Desmond has like the super crush on. So,
Yes, I
Kofi,
do.
what happened with Mr. Cerebo?
Well, this dark piece of chocolate, Kofi from the show Queen Sugar. um,
Do you like the show? Do you watch the show?
honestly, I don't.
I've never seen the show
I
either.
just like him.
I
But
watched it for
anyway,
the first time last night. It was
It's
I
o-
didn't
it's
know what was
okay.
going
I feel
on.
like
but
probably
I
like
didn't
2
watch
episodes.
it, but he's fine.
He's
That's
fine,
what
yeah.
matters.
That's all that matters. Yep. Okay. So he expresses his love for black women. So basically, this dude at a press this week was like, "So you don't feel like there should be a King Sugar?" And then he was just like, I was like, "Nah." I said, "Listen, black people in general have it terrible, but between black men and women, who's been more deprived? Who's been more oppressed? I love black women. I shouldn't have to tiptoe around that fact," he said. So what do y'all
He's
have
dropping
to say?
gems. Those are
Yes,
just
yeah.
gems.
because like I've
He
never,
just-
I've
knowledge.
never seen. I don't. Okay, let's talk about the fact that I'm born in '93, and most of us are born after '93, between '93 and '97. So anybody who's about to comment and say, "Well, before," okay, we wasn't there, but today, that is the first black man that I've seen
Yeah.
who's unapologetically stood by black women and acknowledged the fact that we are more oppressed than them because of our gender. Instead of just thinking that it's all just one big black movement, you are,
They're
acknowledging the
separate,
layers.
yeah.
Separate. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's-
Exactly.
I
It-
never seen, especially not a black man within the media,
Yeah.
ever do
Say
that.
something like that, and
Ever do
for him
that.
to be 23 years old, that's
There's,
something.
I've
That's something.
seen. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Tupac. I'm not sure. But I think but we weren't born.
I about to say you ain't seen it.
Yeah.
If it was,
So it was
if
by
it was
word of
Tupac
mouth.
saying it, you didn't see it. You did not see it.
You see, I was looking at you crazy. I was like, how you
How
doing?
you see that? You got something to tell us?
I'm dead.
But I think it's really like amazing that he said something like that, especially if there's young men who look up to him and stuff, and they get to see that, then they can start noticing that and
Mhm.
like feeling
and
that
actually
way.
saying
yeah.
it though. They may feel
They
it, but
need
they
a they need
approach
a
it though too.
acknowledge
Yeah.
it and
The
spread
best part
awareness
about
of
the
it.
quote was it wasn't attributes to African American women features. It wasn't like physical features.
Yeah.
It wasn't talking about her endurance of oppression and how that makes her
Yeah.
strong and her lack of, it wasn't talking about any of that. It was just I love black women point blank in the period. That is the part that I like
Yeah.
the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's refreshing to see
Yeah.
I'm getting so nasally. It was refreshing to see a black man in the media in a positive light versus in a negative light, as we are seeing with
That
Bill
we-
Cosby,
Yeah.
and
Bruh.
that's still going on.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I'm still alive to witness this stuff, and this stuff was going on 40 and 30 years ago, and now that he's doing what is he, a town hall?
Yes,
meeting?
so basically he's going on these town hall meetings. Basically his Bill Cosby's representatives went to Good Morning Alabama, and they basically said he's going on these town hall meetings during the summer. Now the point of these meetings is to teach people about sexual assault. But here's the kick. He's not teaching people what consent is. In fact, he's teaching people how to make sure that they don't do things that might make them become a sexual predator. Like, for instance, his representative said, when you touch someone on the shoulder like this, that may be considered sexual assault now. So
Ooh.
it's important for people to know
it's
this.
shade.
So you're basically trying to teach someone
All I
how
have
Basically.
all I
he-
have to
yeah.
say is, if whoever goes to these meetings, you might as well arrest them now because we don't know what
They be doing.
I mean,
I'm
now
just-
I can see.
I'm
Now I'm going to
honest.
play devil's advocate here and say that I can see if this situation was the case if it was one woman, one situation that
Mhm.
happened 40 years ago. Okay, yes, but because it was multiple women over a time span
Mhm.
of the same incident with the same likely details, like. That's not an incident
One
to
woman
where you
is
can
too
fall victim of
much.
being
You said
a,
one.
Yeah.
one woman is
But-
too. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that it's not too much, but what I'm saying is, if it was one incident with one
Yeah,
woman,
yeah.
and you were actually the victim, like Bill Cosby was actually the victim, or whatever the case may be, that I can understand the point of this town hall, but the fact that it's multiple women with the same story.
Look, this is where I agree with you. But however, like, I think it would have been a good time home if it wasn't coming from him. Because that
You
is
said it's a good topic if it
wasn't coming from
Oh.
him. Because there is some things that you can do that might come off as sexual assault because you don't know how, like, if you're touching someone the wrong way, people need to be educated. This is not how you touch a woman. This is not the things you do because it's going to be taken as sexual assault.
Exactly.
However, coming from him, it's kind of like, are you teaching them? You would know, like, type thing. Like, you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
know because it's coming from Bill Cosby.
What we like.
So it shouldn't be from him. It should be from someone else.
Yeah, I feel like what we
creepy
need to
as
do is
I don't think it should.
learn.
Oh, go ahead. I'm
We need
sorry.
to. Oh, you're fine. we
like
need
I'm
to teach
passionate.
people how, like, what consent is throughout their formative years. We need to, like, teach people what consent is, like, throughout their educational experience.
And
Yeah.
the fact that mental coercion is also a facet in rape. Like, you can you may have not physically pushed someone down and said, "Give it to me," but it's you have done suggestive things that in this person's head translate to, if I don't do X, Y, and Z, then I won't get, or this won't happen for me if I don't do this, which is still a form of rape. And I think that's a lot of gray areas people don't
Yeah.
understand. Like, rape is
Consent
not
is
always just.
It doesn't make like
It doesn't
there
make
is
sense
no,
at all.
There's too many gray areas.
You
like
can't say no means
said.
no, black. I mean, you can't say that no does means no.
No.
By all means, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but you do need to have a talk, like you said, in their formative years. You do need to have people need to be taught consent and what consent means based from coming from a female mouth and coming from going to a male's ears, and also the vice versa, because men are victims
No, they
of
are.
rape too,
Exactly.
and being tricked into certain
But
situations.
what is like? This is the whole issue. What is considered consent? Like, for instance, they say when you're drunk, you cannot give consent. However, if two parties are drunk,
And they both want to do it.
what like who is wrong?
I would
in
think
that
the
Nobody-
person
situation?
who says no first, and that's to make it not, because
You
I
don't
hate
even
putting
have to say
gender
no
on
though.
things.
If you're pushing that person off, then that means no.
Even though
But
you're both
There's
drunk.
there's ways you can
Yeah,
tell
that-
if you're not supposed to
Exactly.
have sex with someone who's asleep or who's super intoxicated and they can't.
But what she's saying is,
formulate
if they're
words.
both like
If
that,
they're
If they're
both
both like that.
if they're
like
both
that,
intoxicated and you
and-
don't say anything to the next day, and you're like, I didn't want to have
Then
sex
that's
with you.
that was wrong.
then yeah,
That was wrong.
but you
they will
can't
take-
you
but they
can't
will
really
take a
blame
woman's
that person.
side.
I don't feel like you can blame that person if it happens the next day.
You can't.
And
blame
I
that
hate to
person.
say
No,
this,
you
yeah,
just
okay.
blame them then and there. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
But I'm saying a lot of
I'm like,
but there has
wait.
been cases in which that has happened. A woman was like, I didn't want to have sex. And then they're like, well, but we both did it. We were both drunk and we both did it. So why are you going back on your word now? You know what I'm saying? And that could get a man in trouble.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole issue. We need to have laws that say what is consent.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that really comes up when you look up for consent is the age
I
of consent.
don't like
It
the
doesn't
idea of
matter.
laws getting
But-
into it, because now I feel like you stepping into a boundary, like I'm giving that power to somebody else to let me know what my consent is. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
yeah,
I don't want any
exactly.
laws
That's-
like
that's
And a
don't tell me
lot
what
of
to do.
times
That's-
laws, there's so many laws now that
Especially
like,
dealing with women, because I feel like they still gonna peg
yeah,
it to the patriarch
there's not gonna
side.
be laws that represent what consent is on the base
on
as
a
broad as it-
non-gender
yeah.
bias scale.
But I think we need some type of system to say what is consent, because it's going to be too many times where it's too many gray areas. We need to stop this. Like, there should be no reason why now you might have to sign a paper, like, say, I'm going to have sex with you. I
That's
mean,
not-
that's better than nothing.
that's-
That's
yeah.
better than nothing.
That's
But I
crazy,
mean,
though.
it's crazy, but it's so many
But
things
isn't
that
that what, like-
have. You just have to. we
Okay,
have to
so
get
what
consent.
if
Consent
some
to
people think that
me-
that's what marriage and relationships are? Like, when you in an agreement that, okay, I'm in a relationship and I'm in marriage. It's some
No.
people who get raped within their
And
marriages
that's
and their
crazy.
relationships.
If I don't want to have
That's why I
sex
don't
with you,
think.
then I don't want to
Right.
have
I don't
sex
think
with
that's
you.
why I don't think laws
Yeah.
should be created like that. Because if I'm in an agreement with you, we could be living together, we could be married, we could whatever. If I say no that time,
Okay, that makes sense.
no
but
means
those
no.
laws are going to say that.
But
Okay,
it's
we all
laws.
know-
But
The
I-
point is laws in
consent-
countries that says if you're married, it's no such thing as a woman saying no, and that's
And
considered
that's
rape.
crazy.
And that's still rape. That's horrible. Like, you mean to tell me I can't say no just because I'm married?
So, question: if you're in the middle of having sex and you say no, I don't want to have sex, isn't that consent? You're saying I don't want to do it anymore. Like, you have to stop.
No, if
Yeah,
you're
you're-
saying I don't want to
Okay,
have sex, then
continue.
that's not consent. They need to get off
for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
That's
no
what she
longer
meant. She just
consent.
said
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
it's no longer. It's no longer consensual. They need to
Yeah.
stop because you don't want to have sex anymore. I don't care if
I
they're.
don't care if we just started you and it doesn't matter.
Or
You're
if
off
I'm
saying
by
get off of
everything.
me,
It's
get off of
over.
me.
It's
It's
like,
over.
don't stop, it's
It's
a
like
wrap.
you need to
It's a
get
wrap.
up and
Don't
you need to
continue
leave.
doing it. Get off of me, basically. Yeah.
Well, North
Exactly.
Carolina is the one that basically has that law that says women cannot stop once you're basically in the middle of having sex.
Stupid.
And it's a law because we've normalized sex or rape culture so much that's okay for them to make it a law, and
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
okay,
It's
and it
not
shouldn't
okay.
be okay.
Just because I just want to point this out to people who think that feminism is truly just about women. This is where feminism come in, and once again, I'm not an advocate for. I'm not like trying to be the face of feminism at all, because like I said, it's a white woman's movement. I'm a womanist. But anyway, this is where that ties into, because see how we're talking about it as if it's just a one side. Not saying that we do this intentionally, but we are talking about it with the intent that is
Only girls.
with the intention that it will be a woman in this
Yeah.
situation, where it can be a man in this situation.
Exactly.
However, the only thing this is
We've-
where I kind of like, I'm like, because my whole thing is a man can overpower a woman. So I'm trying to figure out how.
Well, what about a
what do you-
homosexual
Okay,
situation?
that's different. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, how can a woman rape a
No,
man?
a woman
That's-
could rape a
she
man.
can rape a man.
There are
That's
women who
possible.
have sex with
Children.
like kids, teenagers.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about.
There-
I'm talking about a grown man. If y'all
You
are
can
both
rape-
drunk,
That's how they. But see how
Listen,
you
if
just
he
said
does
that.
not
That's how
want
they
to
think
have
about grown
sex-
If they're
women.
both drunk, like if a man is more drunk than a girl, then she can rape him.
okay.
If you do not want to have sex with someone,
Or if
they
they're
they
both
can't
drunk and
force
he
you
says
into
no
it.
first, and she's still
Still-
thinking like, okay, he's just joking, and she's still good up on there, then like it's
But
like
I'm saying a man can literally, like, a man has power, like enough
push-
muscle
to push her off.
But
That's
when you're
why.
in that situation, it's scary.
It's
Like
scary. You're not really thinking straight
Yeah,
when you're in that
exactly.
mindset.
maybe
And
I'm not understanding it
because
because I'm not a man. But
men are like they're taught and raised to want sex.
Not all
That's-
of them.
Not all of them, but a
but
lot
it's
of
the
them are
status quo.
taught
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
yeah.
society. It's like not by their parents or anything, but
Yeah.
in society, it's taught for men to want to have sex.
I saw this
Yeah.
status one day of like when guys talk about when they lost their virginity or whatever, and how they lost it to these girls over 18, and they're like, oh, I lost when I was 12 and I was 13. She was 18, 19. Sir, that is
That's
rape.
That's
That's
rape.
rape.
That's statutory
It's rape.
rape.
That-
but
that
men
is
are
rape.
taught- men
But
are,
they're taught to
like,
glorify it.
Yeah.
And
hold on,
not.
what 18-year-old is that?
You'd be surprised. No, it
You-
happens a lot.
It
like,
happens
seriously.
a lot. Yeah.
That's
And
I
that's
know a lot of guys like
statutory
that.
rape, and a
You
lot
have
of
to be
men
sick to do
have
some
to
sh- you have
deal
to
with
be.
that. And they don't even realize they've been raped, technically.
Yeah, because they think that's not how it's supposed to
I
go.
see what you're saying. I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that makes sense. But that whole consent, we have to get some type of clear area so that doesn't happen again to multiple women and men on that matter, you know?
I didn't expect to go that deep in that one.
I
I mean,
did.
I did because
I
it was
did.
consent, and like, of course you did.
I'm ready to fight about it.
Well, speaking of consent, Kim and Kanye, not in the same sense of consent, but they are giving consent to someone else to start their family with
Mhm.
them, because Kim unfortunately cannot conceive anymore.
Yeah.
So
It's like she has like plus.
allegedly, she
yeah.
cannot allegedly conceive anymore, and they have decided to find a surrogate for $45,000 a month, which is 9 months. Oh. And $5,000 per child if she conceives multiple times. So my thing with I'm all for a surrogate, but I feel like in the Black community, first of all, infertility is not even talked about in the Black community, because we have this stigma that Black and brown people just reproduce all over the place. So to think that a Black or brown woman is infertile is just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
crazy. That I just feel like that's what most people think, and because that is what most people think, like any other stereotype, that's what we kind of, embed in our own communities. So we kind of think that about ourselves too. So when it is a issue of infertility, the woman may take a big blow to her self-esteem, and she's not going to talk about it. And then
Doesn't it have to do with age too? When it's hard for you to have a
Kid.
She
Yeah.
can't-
yeah.
you know,
But
the
I know
older you
girls
get,
who are
the
our
older you
age
get.
who are. I know a girl. She lost 2 kids. She can't carry them. I know a person who can't carry. Like, she gets pregnant in the fallopian tubes instead of where she's supposed to get pregnant.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and it's like the body's just not suited for it. And it's like more common. And I feel like it's harder for people who don't have the ducats, the coins, the shillings to do IVF and to
And
get a
it's
surrogate and thing like that.
expensive.
So my question would be, what do you think is would surrogate be an option for you? Because it's cheaper. Like, you don't have to pay the woman $45,000, but you can't offer shelter, food, and whatever during the duration of the pregnancy.
Look,
So
if I'm
she's
getting
carrying
paid
your
that much, can I sign up to be a surrogate somewhere?
Actually, you can. In
But
Arizona, they charge
I
you like
watch
$7,000.
too many Lifetime movies for
I'm
me
not
to
doing
be.
that. I'm not
I
doing
could
it.
I could never say I want to do a surrogate. I've watched too many Lifetime movies. When the bow breaks, she was crazy. That's why I feel like Black people don't do that, because they've seen these movies too, and we just don't do surrogates. That's just my general,
I
you know.
I just wouldn't have
do
a
it.
surrogate just because there's so many kids that are in foster care and stuff
Exactly.
right now.
Exactly.
And I would rather work to I would rather get one of them out than have a surrogate.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything wrong with having a surrogate. Like if that's your choice, that's your choice, and it's your child, so you get to decide. But we also have to take into account like the financial ability for people to have surrogates, because it might not be.
Now, this may be a
available
little
option.
far fetched, but I think the idea of surrogates in the Black community is so taboo, just like infertility, because now these situations are not technically surrogate situations, but there are situations when girls get pregnant, realize they can't take care of the children, the children, and they give them to a family member who may not be able to have children, or just want to take care of those children, and that falls on her as being incompetent, or is that the word I want to use? Like, she's
not able to take care of your own.
Right. She's unfit. She's a horrible person because she gave up her baby. And I feel like in the Black community as a woman and the whole pregnancy thing, I feel like we're either told to not have kids because we have so many and we don't want to be a stereotype, i.e. that's why you get stuff like 25 and no kids hashtags and things like that. But when you can't have the child, or when you do have the child and you do what's best for the child, either way it goes, it's like a lose-lose situation when it comes to Black women and pregnancy issues.
Yeah.
Because we're getting it from not only in our own community, but we're getting it in our, from outside communities.
I mean, yeah, that's true. My fear is the surrogate keeping the baby.
Keeping the baby. Exactly.
Well, legally she can't. Because I would hope that you would
No, I heard
establish
you
some
can.
type of...
No,
some people
I
are
heard-
crazy and will try to keep the child.
I heard you can, because if it's in your stomach, that's technically your baby, right?
I don't know, because it's not your egg, it's not your DNA.
But
some
you're-
people
but you're
don't
taking
go
care of
through
it.
with the paperwork and
You
stuff.
should go. You should
before
definitely do the
the
legal
baby
stuff.
is
That's what I'm
born.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
legally, if you know, like, no, you have to give it up, which is probably why people get arrested for kidnapping in those situations, because legally that is not your child.
Yeah, you ain't taking my child if I got you. If I'm paying you that much money, you take. Oh Lord Jesus.
What you gonna do?
Oh, I might end up in jail. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Wow. Why that laugh is so fake?
Because I was being fake.
Oh.
That's what I'm just playing.
Well, speaking of jail and, jail time and all these things, a lot of people are threatening Donald Trump. Well, not threatening, but just like joking about his livelihood. I mean,
Hey, I don't care.
well, yeah.
Oh Lord.
Well, it's right now, recently, on Thursday, I think it was, Johnny Depp joked about the assassination of Donald Trump during an appearance at the Glastonbury Festival in England. And he said, doesn't it? He said, when was the last time an actor assassinated a president? He was asking in reference of Abraham Lincoln's assassination by John Wilkes Booth, who was
John
an actor.
Wilkes Booth was an actor?
Yeah, he was an actor.
I did not know that.
And he...
What story you be reading?
I didn't know. Look, let me tell you. The only thing I need to know about Abraham is that he signed that Emancipation Proclamation. That's all I really care to know about.
But Johnny Depp said, I want to qualify. I'm not an actor. I lie for a living, which is like an actor. So I don't know why he said that. However, it has been a while, and maybe it is time.
I was so confused about that. Like, what do you mean you're not an actor? You're Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he's an actor. I don't know what he was talking about.
That's what I was confused about, because I kept reading.
But that
and I was
doesn't
like,
matter.
what is
But
this?
yeah,
Okay,
like-
yeah,
doesn't
keep
matter.
going.
But, like,
Go
okay.
ahead.
How do you guys feel about the situation? Johnny Depp is threatening the president.
Is nothing
but
being done to him? Is what you're saying?
He's getting he's getting a little bit of flack
I
for it,
think
but it's
Hasani is
not
saying
a lot.
Because he's white,
White.
he's not gonna get in trouble. Like if
What's up
someone
with
black
Kathy
were to say it.
Griffin? And but I guess she was a woman, so I guess.
But Johnny Depp is also a white male.
Yeah,
Sure, that's
that's
what
He
you're gonna
doesn't
say,
get
yeah.
as much flack as somebody who's a white woman might get a lot of flack for
Oh,
it,
if it
but
was a
like
bl-
definitely a black
black
or a
woman? Yeah,
Muslim
yes.
or a Hispanic woman,
Oh,
it'd be a
yes.
rap for them.
Think
like,
about it. When Kanye West even said Bush don't like black people, that was
Life changing. He never been the same since. And
about.
I love me some Kanye. I'm a diehard Kanye fan. But ever since he said that, he was not the same. Like, it just went, I don't know, it went everywhere from there.
So if he was Muslim, he would have probably been
Oh, yeah,
attacked.
he would've been
Especially
Yeah,
with
he
the
would've been
war on
attacked.
terrorism that Donald Trump is like putting out for Muslim people. He's like, because of the rhetoric he's spewed and his hate that he spewed about Muslim people, like if a Muslim person said something like this about him, it'd be a rap for them, and it's not okay that he gets to say something like this. Like, I don't care. Like, I hate Donald Trump. We all know this. I don't like Trump
Yeah.
supporters whatsoever.
You
Like,
know,
But
I've
you're
been
saying
getting-
he shouldn't have said
but
this?
he shouldn't have said this because he doesn't. It's. I just feel like
It falls on deaf ears. Well, no.
Just like
I feel like he can say whatever he wants to
Wants
say.
to say
I
he
mean, I
can
everybody-
agree.
say what he wants, and
Everybody
I'm
can
not
say
gonna.
whatever they
Okay,
want.
I agree too.
Agree.
But I
Yeah.
just feel like because of the fact that a Muslim person couldn't say this,
Then he
or a
shouldn't
black
say
person,
it. Like, why is it okay for
Yeah.
him?
Like, why would it be okay for him?
I got a lot of flack for this morning, and I know y'all are tired of hearing me talk about this, but I have got to say it. When it comes to white people reprimanding white people on white peopling, I remove myself from it.
Explain
Be-
what that means. 'cause
white
I'm a
people
little
in-
lost.
Basically, going about your daily life acting like you don't know what oppression is, or like you don't necessarily have to be a KKK member, but you also not, advocating or even acknowledging the fact that people don't live the same life as you in
Okay.
America. That kind
That's
of
what
thing.
you mean.
That
Okay.
is what white peopling is. In my words, everybody else is different, but that is what white peopling mean to me. So when it's white people calling each other out on that, okay, that's fine, cool and dandy. But it's like we've been saying this for how long, and y'all have not. With every president, it's always been something in the black community. It affects the black community. It affects and affects the Hispanic community, and somewhat the Muslim community or the Asian community or whatever. But never have I heard a white person, in the masses, celebrities like this go up against those presidents because it was working in their favor. Then, you know what I mean? Like they weren't affected. Nothing really changed for them. But because Trump, which is one thing I like about this presidency, because it's Trump and everybody does not like them, I feel like white people feel like, oh, well, people of color, you guys should come on and jump on our bandwagon and not like him too, because, which we already didn't, but like, you should not like him too. Not all of us, because there's some people that do support Trump that's people of color. I don't know why, but they do. And it's like, you like my disclaimer voice? See how? But like, okay, those people that do, but it's like, why should we now all of a sudden join hands and kumbaya when y'all didn't care about these communities before he was in office? So what's the difference now? Like, we've been saying this stuff way before Trump was in office, and now all of a sudden we supposed to applaud you because you finally checking yourself? No.
I don't think we should applaud them, but I'm kind of glad I'm seeing at least somebody, like some of them, like understanding, because like
if you understand it now, to me that means you understood it then. You just decided to
No.
ignore it.
no, that doesn't.
I
mean
feel
that.
like it's still like important that they're recognizing it now, at least instead of ignoring it.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
So I mean, like, I do agree with you. Like, it gets on my nerves when white people act like this hasn't been going on forever, and
Like
we've
they
been
just
saying it
discovered
forever.
oppression. Like,
At least
hey,
somebody said something.
Yeah,
though.
but like, still, I'm like,
glad you're
happy
saying
they're
something. I'm
recognizing
glad
it.
you're
you said
saying
something.
something. I'm not trying to take that away from the white community, and I'm not trying to sound unappreciative, even though I feel like I shouldn't have to be.
I'm
Anyway,
not like
I'm not
appreciative or
right,
anything,
you know what I
but
mean?
like, I'm glad that they're
I'm glad it's
recognizing
saying
it
that.
at this point, because they need
But
to.
don't make it seem like we supposed to just be grateful that you're acknowledging it. You should have been did it. It shouldn't have to
Okay,
have
I see.
affect you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
on that part,
Right,
yeah.
like, if I slapped you and she don't care, she shouldn't care when you fall on her leg. You know what I mean? Like, now it affects her.
that messed me up.
No, like, if I hit her and nothing happens to her, she not gonna care about the fact that you just got hit, but you like, hey, this girl just hit me, and then you like, oh, that's crazy. And you just go on about your daily life. But if I was to hit her and she was to like fall and some stuff happened and it affected you, and now you
Wait a
care, you like, she probably gonna be like, okay, why does it matter?
Okay,
now?
Okay, I was
Not me and
following
my
that. That
episode.
was a lot.
Hasani.
Okay, well, since we're talking about all of that, I have
Nice transition.
we're gonna move
Go
on
to
from that.
Hasani now.
But somebody wrote in with a question. I've got some tips to help them. They said, "Hey Hasani, I met this guy and we clicked instantly. We had great conversations and stayed up all night, talked about everything in life, and I fell in love with him. We left for winter break, but when I got back from school, he had a whole other girlfriend. I told him, good luck on your relationship, but I don't want to be involved. But I couldn't stay away. He convinced me to be his side chick, and although I enjoyed the time I spent with him and the role I play in his life, I feel like I'm falling in love with him, and I want him to be with only me. I tried to convince him to leave his girlfriend, but he just told me, you knew what your role was. Should I keep pursuing him in hopes that he'll leave his girlfriend, or should I leave it alone?"
Girl, you should have left him alone
You
when he
should've-
told you he had a girlfriend.
You
Why are you
both-
still talking?
You both need to
to-
leave him alone. Her and the girlfriend. I don't want anyone involved with him.
The girlfriend
The
doesn't
girlfriend
know.
doesn't know. I know
The
that.
girlfriend doesn't know.
But I
though.
want them both gone. But she definitely needs to.
Let me say something.
Drop him.
I will never be nobody's side chick.
But there's a lot of
But
times
it-
people are side
look,
chicks and they don't be knowing.
But
If
once
that's-
you find
but
out,
once
in
you
this
find
case,
it
this
out-
girl found out
No.
she was not.
If he
not
wanted
another
to be with her, then he would
would've
have
let-
been with her.
He
And
was not gonna
even
leave his
if-
girlfriend to be with you. That's
Even
just
Okay, I
if
see
he
that part.
leaves
That's
his
just dead.
girlfriend, he's still not going to be with you because he
You
knows your
gave
side chick.
your-
Exactly.
Like, he's
You already
not gonna
gave-
be
It
with
had me
You
big,
already
though.
gave yourself that title.
You gave
so-
your consent to be a
Yeah.
side chick, so you should have accepted that
When
role.
he said, you know
Exactly.
what your role
But
was,
you did.
I would have probably smacked him when he said that. Like,
I would have, like,
I
are
wouldn't
you
have
kidding
smacked
me?
him.
I wouldn't have smacked him because you already did. You, already
You
knew
did
your
know.
role.
It's just the hard. It's the hard
Yeah.
but
truth.
you know, a lot of guys can kind of like misconstrue everything and make it seem like, oh, they're gonna leave their girlfriend, they're gonna do this
Yeah,
and
they
that, and
do.
that might make the side chick feel like, well, he is gonna
I
leave
know.
her. And I think he loves me, so my
Well,
That's-
if
No.
you give him a time,
true.
I say give him a time frame. People don't like time frames.
if you don't
give
leave
him
your girl in a
time
week,
frame.
we gone.
No, you don't have to be. I mean, of women saying that they were fooled into this stuff. Women can find the address to a homeless man with no cell phone and nothing else. And you
You
mean to tell me? I've known women to, like, when child support is involved, they will
Oh.
find that man. So
Oh yeah.
with that being said, you mean to tell me y'all can do all this detective work and you don't know when you're being a side chick? So I'm about to help you out.
Trust
This
me.
is how you
Trust
know.
Me. I will know. I
Men
would have
are
you know.
liars.
Men are liars.
I don't want. No, don't say that. That's
No.
mean.
Everybody's a liar.
Everyone's a liar, but men specifically lie about that, so you might not find out. You might not find out. So
I
you
feel like
deep
girls
in.
are. I feel like girls are smarter. than
Well,
guys,
this
though, when
is-
it comes to, like, you know.
Yeah.
This
cheating
is
or
how I
something.
would say the telltale, well, not telltale signs, but this is signs you might want to look for to know if you are a side chick. First of all, if he only communicate with you during certain times of the day, if he only, like, after 5, and you know, I get
No,
people
at
work,
2 a.m.
2
you get
a.m.
that
in the
text
morning.
message and it's your first time saying,
but
hey,
no,
what
they
you
ain't got
doing?
slick these days, so they might hit you up in the middle of the day, and you be thinking, oh, okay, he in the middle of the day, he can't be around nobody, he at work. Nah, boo.
Nah,
If he
boo.
only hitting you up in that day and it's like consistent, that time of the day, all the right, that she at work, she gone, like something's not
Yeah.
right with that. Then he tells you he has no social media. In our day and age, okay, that might be true. A lot of
That might
people,
be true.
some
It
people
might
may
be
not
true.
have social media, but if he's a social guy and he has all these friends and he's doing all these things and he's involved on
gotta
campus,
have a social
he
media.
has social
Yeah.
media.
And you better find it.
You better find it. I suggest get you a Google number
You
and make
better
you a
find
fake
it.
profile
Yeah.
and get the ad in.
Instant people search. You can look
It's
up
so
everybody.
crazy how you gotta, like,
You gotta
be a
do all that
detective
stuff, yeah.
to just, like,
No
find out
public
stuff.
dates or no public
Yeah.
no public display of affection. Like if y'all out and he get caught on it, he can easily say, "Oh, she was just with me from such and such. I didn't kiss her and hold her hand." Like, and the girl.
Well,
would
I
be
don't like PDA, so that wouldn't.
Oh
really
no, I'm
go
PD.
with
I'll
me.
do it on purpose. If I feel like you doing something, like you intentionally trying not to do it, oh nope, I'm about to do it because why you not doing this? Why you ain't holding my hand? I got to. I got to.
I don't like holding hands
And
like
if you
that.
can't go to his place, you always come to yours. And
Yeah.
like he don't believe in labels in a relationship, y'all better stop falling for that foolishness that they don't believe in no labels for no relationships. If you believe in labels on clothes and shoes, you believe in labels on me. I'm sorry, no, I want to know what are we?
Get
And
'em
I
straight.
need-
Get 'em straight.
Get
Get 'em
them two and
straight.
together. But I think that's all the time we have. Hopefully, I feel like we covered a lot today. We
We
went
did.
all
Yeah,
over the
we
spectrum.
did.
But it was fun, as always.
was.
And
It
I
was.
hope you guys enjoyed us. I hear that we're live instead of recorded, so hopefully that should be great. But we
I hope
will-
you look good too.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Our friend Andre don't like to tell us when we're shiny. Shout
And
out
I
to
know I'm
Andre.
shining bright like a diamond right now.
But we will see you guys next Friday on Melanin Vibes. Don't forget to tune in and follow us on our handles. You want to put our handles in there, or you think it's gonna be too long?
Atlanta Black Star Entertainment. That's where on Facebook. That's where it's all at.